This week on the Digital Coffee, Instagram is officially testing adding polls to the comments of your feed posts, which is cool. Google Analytics is launching a brand new, more user-friendly, yes, more user-friendly, thank you Google Analytics Admin Dashboard, which I find exciting. But also over on WhatsApp, and you'll like this one, over on WhatsApp, they're about to launch account switching on the same device. Find out about that and more after this. Good morning, and welcome to the Digital Coffee. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing and social media news for small business. My name is Amanda Webb, and I am here because I am I'm not sure if I'm here because of it, but I am a digital marketing ROI specialist. I can't say my elevator pitch today. Basically, I help you get more return on investment by using analytics driven. So I'm really into my analytics driven digital marketing strategy. And you can find out more about that wherever you're watching this. You'll find a link to my website. Right. I fumbled over everything. I got a little bit confused because there's a whole lot of weird stuff in front of me. I'm not sure everything's working properly. So if you are watching, I would love to know you're watching, that actually everything did kind of click where it was supposed to click. I would love to know that you're watching. Oh, the relief. There is somebody watching on LinkedIn. You know when you look at all your buttons and they've kind of changed position? Yeah, that for me this morning. Anyway, if you are watching, I'd love to know what you've got in your mug. Have you got tea? Have you got coffee? Have you got something else? Do let me know, because this is, after all, the Digital Coffee. And the reason I kind of hold this upside down is because digital coffee, it's just digital. You can't drink it. So I have to wait till after the show to drink it. So a big hello to Clive and a big hello to Sarah that are reassuring me that I am actually going out live, that all my buttons are correctly pushed. Right. Good morning. Thanks for joining me. And let's get on with the news, shall we? Let's just give this button a side eye. Okay, let's get on with the news.
I'm Louise Brogan, host of LinkedIn with Louise, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Did you know that there are still people, there are still people on Instagram that never look at stories? They never click into the Reels tab. They just look at the feed. Maybe you are one of them. Well, it happens. So it often confuses me that Instagram don't really release brand new exciting features for the feed. It's been neglected. That is, until now, because, again, I'm looking for a button to press, because right now they have just officially started testing a new feature that we will let you add a poll to the comments of your feed posts. Now, I'm a big fan of this because we know that polls and engagement stickers on stories work extremely well. So they could work really well in the feed as well. And the reason for that is because, people may want to engage with your content, but it's kind of frustrating that there's only the little heart button or a comment. So you go from a nothing engagement into a comment engagement. What a poll does is it gives people a chance to do a quick engagement, tells you a little bit more about your audience, and it also tells you that people are actually paying attention to your content beyond clicking the like button. So I am a big fan of that. So nice one from Instagram. And I can see I've got some Instagram fans, not a fan of my Instagram. I can see it in the comments here. So just like say good morning to Clive. Hello, Clive, who I met when I was training for Google this week. Hello to Sarah, who's over there in Thames Valley. Hello to Lee. Great to see you here. Long time no see. Delighted to have you on board. Kate says she doesn't look at the feed. She only looks at stories and reels. You see, there are two types of people. There are the people that look at stories and reels and the people that look at the feed, which is it's always interesting to me. I look at it all. I'm an in-betweener. I'm an in-betweener on this one. So there you go.
Hello, this is Simon Hodgkins, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Just when you were getting used to the new Google Analytics interface, you were, weren't you? You are looking at your analytics, aren't you? It's okay if you're not, but if you have been and you've got used to that new analytics interface, Google have done that thing that social networks used to do to me all the time, and I was hoping it would be less with Google, but they have changed the admin interface. Yes, they have. Good news though, it's actually more user friendly. So when you go into the admin tab, there used to be like these 2 columns. They were really long columns. And at the top there were 2 tabs, and you had to click between the tabs to find exactly, the thing that you wanted to edit. So this new interface, which has been rolled out, well, I have it, so I assume it's been rolled out everywhere, is far easier to navigate. So if you want to find out details about your analytics account, you can click into that. If you want to find out information about your events and your custom conversions you set up, it's very easy to click. If you simply want to link one of your Google, like your Google Search Console, your Google Ads, it's right there in front of you. A much improved layout. So do have a look at your analytics if you haven't looked in the last week, and go and have a look at that admin panel and see, has it changed for you? And tell me, is it just me? Or have Google actually done something that is user friendly? Who knows? Who knows? So Clive says he reads everything which could bring indigestion. So that, I'm assuming you're talking about on Instagram. Yeah. You can get carried away on Instagram. It's true. You can go down an Instagram rabbit hole and come out several days later. Reels is particularly bad for that, I find.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Jeremiah's J-Man Monero with J-Man Speaks from New York, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Make it a great day.
WhatsApp is an amazing tool for customer communication. In fact, particularly if you're targeting Europe. I think in the US it's not really as prevalent as it is in Europe, but it can be a really good tool. But one of the reasons I don't use it for business communications is because it's linked to my personal phone number, right? So I don't want people ringing me on my personal phone number when I'm on a day off. So I definitely don't want them and more people having it through WhatsApp by linking my WhatsApp account. So in order to use it, I would need a second phone number and I would need a second device. And that's the big problem. I'd need to carry around 2 phones. And I don't want to carry around 2 phones because I tried that when I first started business. And you know what happens? You forget about the second phone. You forget about it totally, every single time. So the battery goes flat. And then when it does ring, you're so surprised you're looking for it because you can't find your phone. It's an absolute nightmare. But now WhatsApp are adding an account switcher. And again, this is official from Mark Zuckerberg himself. He's talking about this. So we should all be getting this feature soon. And that means 1 device, 2 phone numbers. Obviously, you'll still need to set up the new account with a different phone number, but that could be your business number. And you'll be able to switch between those accounts on WhatsApp itself. So outside business hours, you can switch to your personal one. And in business hours, you can switch to the business account, which I think will be fabulous. And actually, one of the campaigns that I was thinking of running that would have a WhatsApp call to action might actually be able to do that now, which would be nice. I can see we've got Steve here. Great to see Steve. My mouse isn't working, so I can't put you on screen. But it's great to see Steve Saul here. Fabulous. He says it's very cool. Great to see you. Nobody's told me what they're drinking. I'm a little bit disappointed. Tea or coffee? I need to know. We're sharing this coffee break together. So what's in your mug? It's okay if you don't want to share. Also, tell me where in the world you are. I'd love to know. And I'm just going to try and put Steve on screen one more time. Computer says no. Computer says no, Steve. Sorry. Won't let me click anything. It's been one of those days.
I'm Esther.
And I'm Melanie.
From the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast.
And you're watching the Digital Coffee
with Amanda Webb.
You know what? I love this kind of year, this time of year, because I'm never short of stories to talk about. Because at this time of year, when we run up to the holiday season, all the social networks are like going crazy about adding new features to help you sell more stuff so they can make more money. And I remember a few years ago, it was all about live stream shopping, and live stream shopping kind of died a death, even though TikTok's still pushing away at it, and YouTube hasn't given up. But this year, YouTube are leading the pack with new features with something that I think really will help your business if you are a retailer. And it will also help affiliates sell for your business. And this tool is a new way for affiliates to tag your products. And I know I had to click something here and it's not, look, here we go. It's not going to let me click it. Anyway, one of those days. A new tool that will let affiliates, there you go, now it's going all by itself. I'll just start again, will I? It's a new tool that will allow affiliates to tag your products, which is nothing new. But now you'll actually be able to they'll be able to tag them when they appear on screen. So they'll be able to go through to a specific timestamp and tag a specific product that you can see right then, and it will pop up on the screen so people can click the affiliate link. YouTube have been testing this and they found that this new way of tagging products increases affiliate link clicks, doubles the amount of clicks that you're going to get on your affiliate links, which is great for the affiliate because they make a bit more money, but it also means that it's great for you if you're running any sales. I mean, any time of year, particularly on the holiday season, this could make your affiliates mean that your affiliates are driving way more sales your way. So I'm a big fan of this. Excited to see what else we're going to get from all the big tech companies, the new tools coming up. It's a little bit late, really. Okay, I can see my mouse is working now. So hello, Steve, you actually exist. That's good. And hello to Kate, who's told me that she's drinking tea. And of course, Steve is on the Yorkshire tea. Not sponsored. No, but yeah, next time I'm in the UK, I'm going to get myself some of that Yorkshire tea and compare it to my berries, and I'll let you know if it's any good or if it's not.
Hi, I'm Carol Phillips from Laguna Beach, California, and I'm here watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Hi!
On to our first part of the Elon Musk news of the week. Now, tell me this. Would it be a wise business decision to cut off access to a lot of your users, a huge portion of your users, because of their geographic location, particularly if you are desperately trying to make enough money to pay off your debts? I'd say I'd kind of go with no, but look, I accept that Elon Musk might be better at business than I think he is. I mean, he's run lots of businesses. So, what's going on here? Elon Musk said, maybe in a rage, maybe in the middle of the night, maybe after a few drinks or whatever he does that causes him to put out these weird tweets at weird hours of the day, that he may withdraw access to Twitter from EU users. And the reason for this is because he's in a bit of hot water with the EU, like a lot of tech companies are. The new Digital Services Act, I think that's what it's called, means that social networks have to jump through a few hoops to do with personalized ads and privacy, and also to do with the algorithm. And most of them have put stuff in place, but Musk doesn't want to because that's going to affect his profitability. So he's threatening to quit the EU. Now, I'm being harsh on Musk because, after all, you know, it's Elon Musk and what he's done to my favorite social network, Twitter, /X. But he's not the first person to do this. Meta actually did the same. They threw their toys out of the pram because they are also in hot water with the EU and have been for quite some time. And a lot of that is still going through court. And they said they might pull out of the EU. But in Twitter's case, they are desperate to make money. So surely, even if they only got a fraction of the money from the EU that they are now in advertising and verification and blue ticks and whatever it's called these days, I don't know what it's called on X, surely that's better than getting nothing. So it is really interesting to see how this develops and if he actually really meant it. Clive says he's on the little coffee. 2 cups already. Well, I'm only allowed a cup after I finish the show. All of you know that, right? Because I talk fast already. It doesn't get better. The only tea is Yorkshire tea. Well, you know, I'm not sure if it blends well with Irish water. Barry's is the best, but I am willing to give, just because I like their brand, I'm willing to give Yorkshire tea a go, Steve. I am.
Hello, this is Nicole from Wonderstars, and you are watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
How long should your content be? Now, this is interesting. This is about TikTok, but I'm going to tell you a little story first. Because I want to give these guys a shout out. My favourite podcast is a film podcast because myself and my husband used to work in film. He still does. My favourite podcast is a film podcast called Kermode and Mayo's Take. And it's been going for years. They've recently gone independent, so I subscribe to this podcast. And they were having a discussion on their show this week about a film. You've probably heard the radio adverts, if you've not seen it, for Martin Scorsese's latest film, Killers of the Flower Moon, which I saw last Friday. I sat in a cinema for, get this, 3.5 hours plus ads to watch Killers of the Flower Moon. Now that is a long time to sit in a cinema, and it's definitely going to put people off seeing it. But this film is also funded by Apple, so it's going to be available for streaming on Apple TV. And 3.5 hours on a streaming channel is far better because, you know, you can pause, you can go to the toilet, you can go have a cup of tea, you can have lunch, and you can come back. And also the way that we consume content on streaming channels is longer form, right? Because we binge whole series in one day. So 3.5 hours on a streaming channel is more accessible. And the reason I'm talking about this, and apart from wanting to drop a little plug for my favourite podcast, is that TikTok are about to make the length of their TikToks, the maximum length, longer again. So when TikTok started, the longest video you could make was 15 seconds. It's been increasing incrementally ever since. And right now, before this update, the longest video you could put up was 10 minutes long, 10 whole minutes. You have to do it through desktop. You can't do it through the mobile app. They're increasing it again. And this time they're talking about increasing it to 15 minutes. And the reason I brought up the Killers of the Flower Moon thing is when I go to TikTok, I don't want to watch a 15-minute video. I want to watch the fun short videos. Yeah, sure, a couple of minutes, fine. 15 minutes. If I want to watch a 15-minute video, I'm going to go and watch it on YouTube on my desktop. But I also realise I may not be a typical TikTok user. So it's going to be interesting, again, to see how people consume this content. I'm not against it. I just think we're going to need to test it. So if you are a TikTok user, if you do post content up there, why not try mixing in a longer video and seeing what sort of engagement, how long do people watch it for? Because actually you don't need a lot of viewers. We tend to chase those numbers, particularly on TikTok, where they tend to throw them at you. But actually, if one person watched that video all the way through and converted into a customer, that could actually be worthwhile. So it's going to be interesting to see how users adapt to the 15 minutes. And if they do, if TikTok becomes long form, where is the home of short form video content going to go? Because you know what? We do all love it.
Hi, Sasha Lydia from Think Outside the Bot, and you're watching the Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
You know what? I used to be just this news show that talked about the latest in digital marketing and social media news. But what is really amusing about Elon Musk is a lot of the stories I want to talk about are covered on the regular news now. So this was on the news, on the radio, at least yesterday. But before I tell you what it is, let me ask you, it is a Elon Musk story. But let me ask you a question. Have you ever had someone call you through Facebook audio? You know, when that happens, I always just assume someone's accidentally hit that button and I just ignore it. I look at my phone in horror is what I do. Anyone else, which is kind of relevant because it's Halloween weekend. Anyone else? Also, I was actually going to say, when was the last time that you got a message on Twitter, direct message, that wasn't spam or somebody asking you to repost something? I was going to say that. And then when I went in this morning just to see if I had the call option, there was actually a message from someone thanking me for doing something for them. But in general, you know, it's not a great messaging platform. So really good idea to put voice calls into the Messenger app on Twitter. It's not a good idea at all, because now when I see it, not only am I going to be horrified that somebody actually clicked, but I'm also, that if somebody is actually trying to voice call me from Twitter, I'm also going to assume it's just a spammer, right? So Something we don't need, Musk. Something we don't need. Not yet. I know you want to be the one app to rule them all, but at the moment, let's just keep phone calls to my phone. And hello, Louise. Great to see you here. You should, by the way, Louise needs you to go over to her YouTube channel right now. Well, when I finish, wait till I finish. Go over to her YouTube channel, LinkedIn with Louise, and watch some of her videos because she's about to hit, is it 1 million, Louise? 1 million subscribers. Not subscribers, views. So do go over there. Make sure you're following her channel. She shares great information about LinkedIn. We've all seen the Scream movies too. Yes, don't answer the phone because it's going to be that horrible Scream guy. I'm not a big fan of surprise phone calls anyway. So, you know, definitely don't want them on Twitter. And yes, okay. 1 million subscribers would be nice, Louise. 1 million views. So go watch something on Louise's channel right now. Help her get to her 1 million views. That is all the stories for this week. The extra shot is off air this week, so do drop back in next week where we will be back. But in the meantime, if you want to make sure you don't miss this show, because look how good it is. Look how I didn't mess anything up or click any wrong buttons. You can subscribe over here to the Digital Coffee, and when you do, you get a copy of the newspaper, so you can read all these stories. You can click the links and find out more about them in more detail. There's over 150 editions of that newspaper now. I can't believe it's been going that long. So you can go over there, sign up. I'll send you an email on a Friday, an hour before the show to remind you, and I'll send you an email on Monday, and on Monday you'll get the newspaper every Monday as well. So, and that's all you get unless you choose to sign up for my email list as well. So love to see you over there. And Louise is saying she's so happy she made my live. I'm great to see you here as well because I missed you in Belfast. There you go. There you go. We didn't see each other in real life, but here we are talking through the screens, which is fabulous. All right, that is all from me this week. I will be back, same bat time, same bat place next week. Until then, bye-bye.